Hello students, here I am to explain you second chapter of economics. The heading of the chapter is sectors of the Indian economy. In this chapter we are going to discuss different sectors of the Indian economy, or we should say different sectors of an economy, and the three main sectors among which an economy is divided. Those three sectors are named as primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. Okay, now see here, I am making the definition, or telling you the definition which are written in your book. That is the definition of primary sector. Here I am making the underline. There are many activities that are undertaken by directly using natural resources. That means this is the sector which depends on natural resources. That means primary sector is that sector which directly depends on natural resources. That is known as primary sector. For example, agriculture. Agriculture, we know that the main resource on which agriculture depends upon, that is land. We know that land is a natural resource. For photosynthesis, plants require land, then air, then soil, then sunshine, water. All these are natural resources. That means a sector which depends mainly on natural resources, that is known as primary sector. So here, see here in bold letter it is written agriculture and related sector. Agriculture, then fisheries, then mining, then quarrying, all these are coming under primary sector. Next we are going to discuss secondary sector. Secondary sector, see here, the secondary sector covers activities in which natural products are changed into other forms through ways of manufacturing that we associate with industrial activity. That means secondary sector is that sector which directly does not depend upon natural resources. It indirectly depends upon. How indirectly? Because for its operation it depends on primary sector. For example, suppose I am owning a cotton cloth industry. Okay, I am running a cotton cloth industry. So what is the main ingredient, or what is the main raw material which I need? Cotton. Cotton is what? It is a crop which I get from agricultural sector. That means cotton is the product which I get from the primary sector. Now that cotton is processed and then weaved, and then the final cloth is produced. So obviously secondary sector is that sector which depends on primary sector. And the last sector, that is service sector. Also it is known as tertiary sector. Tertiary sector is that sector which does not produce any goods. Directly it is not associated with production activities. It provides us services. Suppose खेती हो रहा है, फिर फैक्ट्री में चीज़ें बन रही है. That means primary sector is running as well as secondary sector is also running. But to sell the produce in both primary and secondary sector, we need to have transportation. We need to have vehicles to move our commodities from one place to another. So obviously transportation is needed, roads are needed. So these roads and transportation, they are also part of the sector, part of the economic activity, but they are not directly associated with the production. They are helping us, or they are helping the farmers, or they are helping the factory owners to transport their materials from one place to another. एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जो क्रॉप्स हैं, वेजिटेबल्स हैं, या जो फैक्ट्री में प्रोड्यूस हुआ है, वो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह ट्रांसपोर्ट करने में मदद कर रहा है. तो दैट इज़ वाई दे आर नोन एज टर्शियरी सेक्टर. टर्शियरी सेक्टर इज दैट सेक्टर विच is not producing anything by itself, but which helps in the process of production by giving them services. So that is why another name of the tertiary sector is known as service sector. So many service sectors are there. Like right now what I am doing my lecture on a particular chapter. I am explaining you the second chapter. So am I involved in any process of production? No, but I am involved in service. Which service I am involved in? I am giving you education, I am giving you knowledge, I am helping you to understand the chapter 2 of economics. So obviously I am the service provider to you. So I am who I am. I am your economics teacher, Shushmita Bhattacharya ji. So a teacher is involved in tertiary sector. That means teachers, doctors, lawyers, policemen, ATM booths, the banking personnel, all these, even your washerman, all these, they are providing you services. They are not providing, or they are not involved in producing any commodities or any they are not involved in any production activities, but they are providing you services. So this is known as tertiary sector or service sector, which is, you can say, the major component of sectors of any economy. So there are three sectors: primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector. I think that is clear to you. Let us come to page number 4. In page number 4, here one table is there, table 2.1, examples of economic activities. See here, one example is there. Imagine what would happen if farmers refuse to sell sugarcane to a particular sugar mill. The mill will have to shut down. एक सुगर मिल है, तो ऑब्वियसली सुगर मिल में मेन इंग्रेडिएंट क्या है? मेन इंग्रेडिएंट है सुगर. अगर फार्मर्स सुगर सेल करने में मना कर दे, तो व्हाट विल हैपन? द सुगर मिल विल नॉट बी एबल टू ऑपरेट. तो इसमें क्या एग्जाम्पल, व्हाट डज दिस शो? राइट साइड में देखो लिखा हुआ है, दिस इज एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ द सेकेंडरी और इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर बीइंग डिपेंडेंट ऑन द प्राइमरी. मतलब ये एक एग्जाम्पल है जिसमें सेकेंडरी सेक्टर, ऑब्वियसली ये जो शुगर मिल है ये सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में आ रहा है, क्योंकि ये मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में आ रहा है. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग जो यूनिट्स है वो सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में आता है, या इंडस्ट्रियल यूनिट्स है सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में आता है. तो ऑब्वियसली ऑल द इंडस्ट्रियल यूनिट्स और मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट्स आर इन्वॉल्व इन सेकेंडरी सेक्टर. तो एंड सेकेंडरी सेक्टर, इट इज़ द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ द सेकेंडरी सेक्टर बीइंग डायरेक्टली डिपेंडेंट ऑन द प्राइमरी सेक्टर. किस में डिपेंड हो रहा है? प्राइमरी सेक्टर में, क्योंकि उसको अपना शुगर मिल चलाने के लिए क्या चाहिए? शुगर चाहिए. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट इसमें आ जाओ. नेक्स्ट जो ब्लॉक है उसकी देखो, राइट साइड में देयर इज अ ब्लैंक स्पेस वेयर you need to fill up. As soon as the school reopens, I am going to check whether you have filled it up or not. Okay, I am telling you the answers, you need to note it down and you need to write in your book. Imagine what would happen to cotton cultivation if companies decide not to buy from the Indian market and import all cotton they need from other countries. Indian cotton cultivation will become less profitable and the farmers may even go bankrupt. If they cannot quickly switch to other crops, cotton prices will fall. क्या एग्जाम्पल में क्या लिखी हुई है? अगर जो कॉटन इंडस्ट्रीज़ है वो, या बाहर के कॉटन इंडस्ट्रीज़ है, वो इंडिया की कॉटन इंडस्ट्रीज से कॉटन खरीदना मना कर दे. Suppose farmers, they are producing cotton, but the industrialists, that means the cotton cloth industries, they are saying that okay, we are not going to buy cotton from you. And what would happen to the farmers? Farmers to whom they are going to sell their cottons? Obviously, they will go bankrupt. पूरा मतलब जो है उनका पूरा नुकसान हो जाएगा. तो ऑब्वियसली दिस इज एन एग्जाम्पल. व्हाट डज दिस शो? क्या लिखना है यहाँ पे? दिस इज एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ प्राइमरी सेक्टर बीइंग डायरेक्टली डिपेंडेंट ऑन सेकेंडरी सेक्टर. द नेक्स्ट एग्जाम्पल में आ जाओ. Farmers buy many goods such as tractors, farm sets, electricity, pesticides and fertilizers. Imagine what would happen if the prices of fertilizers or farm sets go up. Cost of cultivation of the farmers will rise and their profits will be reduced. मतलब क्या है? अगर prices of fertilizers, farm sets, tractors, harvesters ये ज़्यादा हो जाए तो फार्मिंग के लिए तो ये चाहिए. तो ये जो ट्रैक्टर्स, फर्टिलाइजर्स, फार्म सेट्स ये कौन कौन से सेक्टर में मिलती है? सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में मिलती है. तो अगर इसकी प्राइस ज़्यादा हो जाए तो फार्मर्स का क्या होगा? कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन ज़्यादा बढ़ जाएगी, खर्चा ज़्यादा बढ़ जाएगी. तो ऑब्वियसली व्हाट यू विल राइट हियर? दिस इज द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ अगेन प्राइमरी सेक्टर बीइंग डिपेंडेंट ऑन secondary sector. Now come to the last box. People working in industrial and service sector need food. मतलब फूड तो भाई सबको चाहिए. एवरीबडी नीड फूड. विदाउट फूड वी कैन नॉट लिव. सो बी इट इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर, बी इट सर्विस सेक्टर और बी इट प्राइमरी सेक्टर, everybody needs food to live. Now what is written over here? Imagine what would happen if there is a strike by transporters and lorries refuse to take vegetables, milk, etc. from rural areas. Food will become scarce in urban areas, whereas farmers will be unable to sell their products. मतलब this is the example of primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector to be dependent on each other. इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर भी प्राइमरी सेक्टर के ऊपर डिपेंड कर रहे हैं. प्राइमरी से किसके लिए डिपेंड हो रहे हैं? फूड के लिए. सर्विस सेक्टर भी प्राइमरी सेक्टर के ऊपर डिपेंड हो रहा है. किसके लिए डिपेंड हो रहा है? फूड के लिए. अच्छा, प्राइमरी सेक्टर इज ऑल्सो डिपेंडेंट ऑन इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर. फॉर व्हाट? फॉर गेटिंग इट्स फर्टिलाइजर्स, पेस्टिसाइड्स, its machineries. And then primary sector is also dependent on service sector. For what? To get its commodities transported to other places. So this is the example of all the three sectors being dependent on each other. Next we are coming to the let's work this out. This is your homework. Only 1 2 I'll tell you. Next all the other you have to do. Classify the following list of occupants under primary. Question number 3. Classify the following list of occupants under primary, secondary and tertiary sector. Tailor मतलब दर्जी. Which sector he is working? Obviously he is working in tertiary sector, service sector. Basket weaver directly depends on primary sector. Flower cultivator, primary sector. Milk vendor, primary sector. Fisherman, primary sector. Priest, tertiary sector, means service sector. Courier, service sector. The left side I have told you, the right side you have to do yourself and show me after the school reopens. Now come to page number 5. I am coming in page number 5. What is the heading? Comparing the three sectors. How do we count the various goods and services and know the total production in each sector? Now we are coming into the concept of GDP, gross domestic product. How to calculate GDP? Here you can see, come to page number 6. The value of final goods and services produced in each sector. See the bold line, it is written in bold line. The value of final goods and services produced in each sector during a particular year provides the total production of the sector for that year. That means how to get the gross domestic product. First, we need to calculate the value of the final goods and services. See here, this final goods and services I am making the underline. This is the main thing which you need to remember कि फाइनल गुड्स और सर्विसेज जितना प्रोडक्शन हुआ है कौन कौन से सेक्टर में, प्राइमरी सेक्टर, सेकेंडरी सेक्टर, टर्शियरी सेक्टर में, उनकी वैल्यू पहले कैलकुलेट किया जाता है एंड आफ्टर दैट सम ऑफ द ऑल the total value of final goods and services produced in primary, secondary and tertiary sector during a financial year gives you the gross domestic product of that year. Now why final goods and services? See here, one example is there. Take for instance a farmer who sells wheat to a flour mill for rupees 8 per kg. Suppose there is a farmer who is selling wheat, गेहूँ, किसको बेच रहा है, फ्लोर मिल को बेच रहा है. कितने में बेच रहा है, 8 रुपये में बेच रहा है. The mill grinds the wheat and sells, the mill grinds the wheat and sells to the biscuit company for rupees 10 per kg. मतलब क्या है, फार्मर ने व्हीट प्रोड्यूस किया, किसको सेल किया, फ्लोर मिल को सेल किया. फ्लोर मिल क्या करता है, उसको मैदा में कन्वर्शन करता है, व्हीट को, या आटे में कन्वर्शन करता है, और उसके बाद बिस्किट कंपनी को 10 रुपये में बेचता है. फिर द बिस्किट कंपनी यूजेस द फ्लोर एंड द थिंग्स सच एज शुगर एंड ऑयल. बिस्किट बनाने के लिए बहुत कुछ चाहिए होता है, शुगर चाहिए होता है, ऑयल चाहिए होता है, बटर, कैश्यू नट, सो मेनी थिंग्स, रेजिन्स, ये सब चाहिए होता है. सपोज उसने वो इस्तेमाल करने के बाद उसने बिस्किट प्रोड्यूस किया. आफ्टर दैट सी हियर इट इज़ रिटन ओवर हियर, इट सेल्स बिस्किट्स इन द मार्केट टू द कंज्यूमर्स फॉर ₹60. दैट मीन्स इन ब्रैकेट इट इज़ रिटन ₹15 पर पैकेट. मतलब एक पैकेट बिस्किट का दाम उसने क्या रखा, मार्केट में जब सेल कर रहा है 15 रुपया, 15 रुपीज़ पर पैकेट. बिस्किट्स आर द फाइनल गुड्स, दैट इज गुड्स दैट रीच टू द कंज्यूमर्स. तो व्हाट इज द फाइनल कमोडिटी, बिस्किट. तो whenever we are talking about GDP, in GDP only the final value of the good, that means the one packet biscuit का जो cost है, that means ₹15, that will be only added. तो उसमें ये जो फार्मर ने सेल किया था व्हीट 8 रुपये में, किसको सेल किया था, फ्लोर मिल को. फिर फ्लोर मिल बिस्किट कंपनी को 10 रुपये में वो मैदा या आटा वो सेल किया था ग्राइंड करने के बाद, वो ऐड नहीं होगा. फाइनल वैल्यू के बिस्किट बनने के बाद उसकी फाइनल वैल्यू क्या हो रहा है, 15 रुपया, वो ऐड होगा जीडीपी में, या उसका कंसिडर किया जाएगा. वाई, सो दैट डबल काउंटिंग इज अवॉइडेड. What is double counting? When the value of the intermediate commodities are added, then there is a chance of double counting. अगर हम ये ₹15 को ना लेके हम ये 8 रुपया को ऐड करें, फिर 10 रुपया को ऐड करें, फिर बिस्किट का दाम भी ऐड करें, तो देखो कितना आ रहा है, 33. लेकिन बिस्किट का दाम क्या है, 33 रुपीज़ है क्या, नहीं है ना, 15 रुपया है. तो फाइनल वैल्यू क्या है बिस्किट का, 15 रुपीज़. And the value of wheat, that means 8, the value of flour, that is ₹10. These values are already added in this ₹15. तो why to add them again? उनका वैल्यू ऑलरेडी इस ₹15 में लिया हुआ है, तो उसको ऐड नहीं करना है. फाइनल वैल्यू को सिर्फ जीडीपी में लेना है. So that you have to remember, here only you have to remember the final value of goods and services produced in an economy during a financial year within a country is called the gross domestic product. Okay, now we are coming again in another section, the next topic, historical change in sectors. Historical change in sectors, that means we are talking about how the transformation occurs from one sector to another. As India became independent, we now know that India became independent in 1947. So as India became independent, at that time more than or nearly 85% of the population was dependent on agriculture, that means primary sector. शुरुआत में प्राइमरी सेक्टर में लोग डिपेंडेंट थे, बट एज द पॉपुलेशन इंक्रीज्ड, पॉपुलेशन जैसे इंक्रीज होती गई, लैंड एरिया वी नो दैट दैट इज लिमिटेड, सो that increased population, how could they survive? Just only being dependent on agriculture, they could not have been survived, they could not have survived. So they had to search for alternative opportunities. Then there was a need for other activities. Then there comes slowly the इन्वॉल्वमेंट ऑफ सेकेंडरी सेक्टर एंड टर्शियरी सेक्टर. धीरे धीरे प्राइमरी सेक्टर से निकल के सेकेंडरी सेक्टर की तरफ लोग जाने लगे, मतलब में जिसमें मैन्युफैक्चरिंग होती है. फिर उसके बाद धीरे धीरे उससे भी शिफ्ट होके टर्शियरी सेक्टर की तरफ, जिसमें सर्विस सेक्टर बोला जाता है, उसमें आने लगे. that is called slow movement from one sector to another, and this is known as the historical change in sectors. It is seen that all the developed countries, there if you see like in USA, only 0.5% are involved in agriculture. That means 0.5% are engaged in primary sector, and most of more than you can say 95% people are dependent on tertiary sector. तो कोई भी डेवलप्ड कंट्री होती है, वट एवर, तो whoever is the developed country, तो उसमें ये होता है कि मेन डिपेंडेंस किस में होता है? टर्शियरी सेक्टर के ऊपर होता है. इंडिया just after independence it was dependent on primary sector, but as time passed, India also slowly took its transformation from primary to secondary, and then to from secondary to tertiary. Now if we consider the GDP, the contribution of different sectors in GDP, we will see that the contribution of tertiary sector at present is the most in our GDP. मतलब हमारी देश भी धीरे 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 टर्शियरी सेक्टर की तरफ बढ़ रहा है. मेन GDP में जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है अभी हमारे देश में, वो टर्शियरी सेक्टर में ही है. So I think whatever I have taught you, that is clear to you. In my next class I'll start from page number 7. That means we will start primary, secondary and tertiary sectors in India in detail, and until then whatever I have taught you, just go through it and try to understand. Thank you.